What is going on, guys? Dragon Timber Blade here, back with some more Elder Scrolls Legends. Gonna hop back onto the ladder with our Slay Scout deck. And I wanted to thank you guys all for your feedback that you've given me so far in yesterday's video. I kind of asked about if you guys have a preference in between me trying to show a couple games consecutively versus skipping around when there's a couple bad matches in between. Basically, the general consensus I got from the feedback was, obviously you guys want to see losses, and I think I upload a decent amount of losses. The losses I usually cut out are ones that are over by, basically, losses where I never stood a chance the entire game, so nothing really happened. So those are the ones I tend to cut out. But I'll start sprinkling a few of them in. Basically, I'm looking at it this way: of occasionally, yes, there's going to be a game where I don't really have a chance and I just get run over the entire game. But there's also the possibility that one of you guys watching may see that game and think, oh, hey Blade, maybe if you change this card, this will give you a better matchup against this type of deck moving forward, and maybe next time I won't get completely run over. So that's the way I'm looking at it. Right or wrong, and oof, that's a fantastic top deck to start the game with.
I lurk in the shadows, waiting.
Into a Thieves Guild, so we can set up a Dark Guardian guard next turn, which gives us the potential to keep our Brotherhood Assassin alive. Is he trying to go aggressive with this? I don't know.
We know.
I think I'll just lay that guard out there. It's a little bit greedy not just taking the trade. I'm letting him get a little bit of health back. But this is the type of deck where we want to take things a little bit slower. So if I can get him to use anything on this, really, I consider it a win. Basically, let's draw. The fire is cool to see. Clear his lane. Wish we had Night Mother out right about now, but we're not doing too poorly. This isn't a super strong board, but it is a board nonetheless. Brotherhood Slayer. I don't know if I want to push on this. I guess if we can chew up one of his javelins, it'll be a good time.
Just give me
Just put the Slayer out for now. We're taking a more aggressive route. But if the Hive Defender ever gets really out of hand, we can just kind of Shadowfen Priest it.
Let none defile our temple.
This is okay. And now there's a chance that we draw into Leaf Lurker at any point. I think we use this to conserve both the lethal and the... basically to get the contract. So let's swing at this first. Swing at this. This will draw us a card, which is pretty cool. And if it's a javelin, it's not a javelin, it's the Knight of the Hour. But if it were to be a javelin, we'd be a happy camper. Basically what I think I'm gonna do here... I don't want to use Sanctuary Pet on that, actually, now that I think about it. Might pet over here. Put this guy over here. I don't want to swing the pet into this Knight of the Hour. I'd rather swing one of these into it. But, I mean, there's a chance. It doesn't matter either way, actually. They're both smaller lethal creatures. He's doing a pretty good job of getting health back so far.
This day will be mine. Praise to our unholy.
Lucian LeChance. I mean, that's not going to do much for him because we can swing right into it, but this... Actually, we'll be able to silence the Lucian next turn, so I don't think he's really going to get any value out of it.
Do not vex me.
Let's get our ramp in there.
You must be clever.
Let's silence Lucian. I don't want you getting those buffs, buddy. Next turn, we're at Blood Magic Lord. Actually, we're at any of these 9 costs that we want.
Claws are sharp and thirsty.
Let's see what 2 creatures he wanted to get out here. edict out here.
Your reckoning is at hand.
That's not too bad, all things considered. I can go for 4-3, or I can go for 5-4. Or I could just get out Night Talon Lord, or I could just get out Blood Magic Lord. I think we might as well start eating up some of his removal. So what do I want to get removed the most? I think we'll try the Blood Magic Lord, just because even if he gets removed here, he still gives us something we can use. Whereas if we play either one of these at the moment, yeah, this will silence that, but I don't think that's a super valuable silence. See, we have to get these starting to get eaten up, and he's going to start popping runes for us.
Do not vex me.
And he didn't really get to develop his board anymore either. So we're just going to go 4 and 4. We'll take this 3 damage, and if he doesn't have another Javelin to silence this, we'll get our Blood Magic Lord back, as well as taking him out and getting ramp out of it.
Need to get Mother some flowers. Pretty flowers.
Confound you.
Okay.
Do not vex me.
This is all pretty okay. Especially with this getting ready to go.
Do not
So
vex
let's take him out. We'll get the ramp out of it. We'll also get our Blood Magic Lord back. Honestly, the amount of tempo he loses from me doing this, I think is worth playing it alone. And then on top of that, I could theoretically play another Falkreath and then Corpse Curse this lane, but I think that's going a little overboard. But I actually don't hate it either, especially because we have Odiving if he manages to do bad things to us.
Steal from folks who ain't using it. That's the key.
This is extending us a little bit far. It's a little more than I'd like to commit to a lane.
You cannot hope to outrun destiny.
So this kind of sucks. But at the same time, we can revive one of our pets. We can also just flat out Red Brahmin. How do we want to do this? Sanctuary Pet.
I wasn't looking for trouble.
Pull the pet back. I'm not going to Odiving just yet. I'd like to keep him around a little bit longer. I will play the Gargoyle for a guard. Play this for some draw.
Waiting.
That's pretty nice to see. I think we'll just lay that down for now. We'll just sit on that for a turn. We have 2 different lethals to take out his Blood Magic Lord. There's a decent chance he still has some removal. But he just used a bunch of mana taking that out. Now we still have some answers.
I will protect the Hist.
That's okay. You have to trade into that. And then we kill the Blood Magic Lord. And technically, we can actually Shadow Shift after he kills this to ping that so we can get a little bit of damage onto it so we can res the Night Talon Lord. I think that gives us our best chance to win. Is getting these 9-cost creatures that he's already used a bunch of resources on, just getting them right back. He's used 2 Javelins and 1 Edict, so he has theoretically 1 Javelin, 2 Edicts, and 3 Manticoras left for dealing with our creatures. Go here, here, and if he doesn't take his turn in time, we hit that and trade. We're still doing all right. Looks like our opponent might have just left. I'm not going to assume that he just flat out left though, so we are going to remove that.
We know.
Remove that.
I wasn't looking for trouble.
We'll get our Knight Talon Lord back.
Just give me a name. Just give me a name.
Just in case he is actually gone. We'll do this for now. Just get more cards in the hand. And I guess we're gonna pop a rune to play Dark Guardian. Or maybe our opponent disconnected. It says waiting for opponent to reconnect. I've never seen that before. So maybe he lost his connection. But we have a pretty powerful board here. Pretty much enough to finish the game. Now our options for swinging next turn is go this first and then bypass the rune with this. Doing that obviously leaves us susceptible to a piercing javelin. But then with all of the rest of the stuff on the board, we always have the option to Odebing this down and use the rest of our guys to clean it up. So I think that's the order of attacks I'll go for. I wonder how long it waits for them to reconnect, though. Falkreath Defiler did a fantastic job this game. It rezzed Sanctuary Pet, Blood Magic Lord, and then wound up raising Knight Talon Lord as well. And the Sanctuary Pet allowed us to deal with the Blood Magic Lord that he yanked from us, so worked out pretty well in the end. Game's not over yet, but I think we pretty much have this in hand. We also have the Red Brahmin to just silence that, so even if he gets guards out, we have Red Brahmin to take care of it. We're sitting in a pretty good position. Wonder if our opponent actually lost connection, or if he just dipped. No clue, and honestly it doesn't matter to me.
You are the victim.
So he didn't get reconnected in time. I really think he probably just closed the game out. But we're going to snag a victory. Get out of the Serpent. Now let's finally make some progress. Let's do this. Queue back on into the ladder. Going back-to-back games. Hopefully we can get something going. Just a little something going. Feeling good. Feeling good. Yesterday was a borderline tilt day. I know you guys could probably hear it in my voice yesterday. I think I did a pretty good job of staying calm. But I kind of always have to remind myself that in a game like this, there's going to be just stretches of bad luck. And usually the good luck also will balance that out in the end. For example, that game that we played, I guess it was last week at this point, where I raised dead and got the Atromancer back and wound up doing all sorts of craziness with that. So that was a really cool game. And those are the games that you tend to forget when you're on one of those bad luck streaks. You tend to forget how good your luck can be at times. We're playing against another Spellsword. I've been seeing a lot of Spellsword lately. And obviously it's a deck that we don't love to see because there's just, excuse me, tons of removal. Those cheap edicts just are not fun. Not fun at all. Because our opponent has a lot to think about for their turn 1 play. Gotta think about where they're going to use all that Magicka. Alright, this is nothing for now. We ring into Treeminder next turn, and then we start thinking about some of our options from there. This will be a pretty revealing turn for what type of deck our opponent's playing. Doesn't look like something super aggressive yet, but then again, you can see a 5th Legion Trainer this turn, which may change our minds slightly. As our opponent decides to pass again. Leaf Lurker could be good if he plays anything big, but we're just going to ring into the Treeminder. Try and get a little bit of ramp going. Next turn we can get out almost, and we can get honestly anything on our hand out. But I'm leaning towards Venom Tongue.
It's time to act. Feed and spleen.
I think I'll just Venom Tongue. If he wants to execute this, obviously he can. And then I think our follow-up play will probably be a ping Leaf Lurker.
Please help me.
You can't defeat me.
That's fine.
Time to die, weakling.
Do not vex me.
Let's get this guy out. And let's shackle the little girl so we can possibly kill the vampire. Even if he executes the Sanctuary Pet, we can trade with Ungalim and then Leaf Lurker next turn.
I am the emptiness at the center of your home.
That's exactly what we were hoping for. I can honestly even move this guy over and trade.
For the Black Hand.
The forest is my cloak.
Do not
Ruin
vex
that
me.
fun for him. And I think we'll just ring out the Dark Guardian. He can't kill it in one go. Interesting. You usually don't see Spiteful Dremora played, but it's really not a terrible card. Think of it, execute costs 1. So you're basically getting an execute built into a body. Basically, kind of evenly costed, maybe slightly overcosted for the Dremora. 4/3 for 4 is not great with no effect. So, I mean, it's nice just to get more execute effects into your deck, especially if this is the kind of deck that doesn't want to waste a slot on a 1-cost execute and wants to just do it with the creature instead. But that had to have been a pretty demoralizing play for him, managing to get rid of the Sanctuary Pet, and we still wind up using the Ungalim to clear the vampire. Only problem being now that our deck's our hand's a little bit lowered, but we do still have options in hand.
Need to get Mother some flowers. Pretty flowers.
Okie dokie. So I think the first play is to move this guy over. We will draw a Mummify.
Do not vex
We're gonna
me.
take this guy out. I'm gonna swing first.
Take you.
There's a possibility this gets punished if it's a Javelin and he just hits that. But I really want to refill our hand at the moment. And if he wastes a Javelin on a 2/1, like, that's a great day for us.
Who goes there?
Midnight Sweep.
I live to serve.
We'll draw another Dark Guardian, which is pretty cool. Just take that out, and I think I'll just play the Dark Guardian alone for now. I don't want to use up our Thorn Hist Mage, although I probably should. The ramp could be decent. I just want to keep stonewalling him whenever possible for now. Really don't know what kind of deck this is. Cicero plus Midnight Sweep. And this guy leads me to believe is trying to play a little bit slower, but then there's the 5th Legion Trainer before. But then again, 5th Legion Trainer is just a pretty good 2-drop in general. So there's no reason you wouldn't necessarily play that in a slower deck as just one of your couple early drop cards. But then again, the Ageless Vampire, I don't know. It looks to be more control-y. It could also be kind of mid-rangey. We haven't seen, this is the highest cost card we've seen so far. I don't know. Interesting deck so far, though. Definitely been a fun match so far. What is he going to do here?
Training is over.
Another 5th
It's
Legion
time
Trainer.
to act.
We must break through their ranks.
Somerset Shield Mage.
We must break through their
Another
ranks.
Somerset Shield Mage, but he runs out of time. Did he get the attack off in time? He did. This is still okay, though. Let's do that. Let's do that. Now, I could just nuke this lane. That might be useful just to get rid of all the buffs. I don't know how I feel about that, though. Yeah, I'll do it. I have the Mummify if you play something big. It's just kind of rain on this parade. And then if we take care of one in Hist Mage, it blocks the rest of the lane. I don't want to start pushing too much damage yet, because we still don't have a really strong enough board.
Forward.
Legion Prefect. We just get our Blood Magic Lord. We're going to get him out. Drain Life can be good in the future. We'll just take one of these guys out. Like I said, we're going to keep going on the slow route for now. This will probably wind up getting Edict or Javelin. He's played neither yet. But he'll probably trade that into there and then use removal on this. Drain Life is a good finisher. It also helps us if we get into trouble. I don't think he's going to start popping runes on us, but it's a possibility. If we do get to kill something with Blood Magic Lord, though, the double Blood Magic spell will be fantastic, and that's the amount of value that's pretty tough to overcome for our opponent if that goes down. But they're holding tough. They're definitely not out of it yet. We don't have that strong of an advantage. Our boards are somewhat similar. Blood Magic Lord probably gives us the slight edge in board, but he has no slot for a board either. We get one of our assassins. The fact that he attacked,
I stand to serve.
I don't know what it really tells me.
We must break through their ranks.
And I think we just take the trade.
Take you.
Kill the weaker one. Raise dead, raise dead. I think we'll hang on to the raise dead, actually. But we will play this.
In the shadows, waiting.
Cicero could be good moving forward. But for now, I think we'll just mummify and defile it.
Steal from folks who ain't using it. That's the key.
Under the assumption that he's going to kill this, but we have double raised dead to try and get it back. It's not a great chance, but either one that we get back is fantastic. He's got some okay things in his discard pile. But either way, it's going to be a very powerful raised dead, and we still have this guy out here to maybe get our Blood Magic Lord back onto the field.
I live to serve. Death is my command.
Just give me a name.
Damn, they didn't give me very much time on that prophecy at all.
You'll pay for this.
Okay. Gotta start pushing a little bit now.
We know. It's nothing personal.
Wasn't looking for trouble.
Let's get this guy back.
We'll see real power.
Oh, I get another guy back as well. I forgot. I can get another Ungulum out. I think the better play is just a Red Brahmin.
Surrender.
Okay. Let's get our guards up.
The Hist provides.
We'll play Cicero as well. This has a potential to refill our lane.
Pretty,
Only thing that screws us over right now is
flowers.
top deck Immolating Blast. Dawn's Wrath sucks as well, but it doesn't completely do us in. Immolating Blast would be the worst. We also have a couple blood magic spells coming our way next turn. And if we swing with the Filer,
It's a good
he's just going to go ahead and forfeit. But we had pretty much full control of the game unless that was an amazing top deck for him. So things are going a little bit well today. And with that, we will end today's episode. 2 games where our opponents kind of took a long time to take their turns, but they kind of wound up pretty well for us. Both times we were able to snag control of the game and kind of move from then on out. But again, that's going to be it for today's episode, guys. Thank you all very, very much for watching. We have one more regular episode this week, and then we'll be on to our subscribers Saturday. I think we have 2 decks in the queue right now, so if you want to add some decks, leave them down below in any of the comment sections of these videos. Try to hashtag it Subscriber Saturday if you can. I understand you guys don't always remember. If you leave me the link to the Legends deck list or whatever, I can usually get the point that you want me to use it. But again, that's going to be it for now. Thank you all again. Thank you, and I will see you guys tomorrow.